From the darkest woman in the world to a woman born without a face, today we will show you 10 unique and rarest women on Earth. Born without vagina. Emily Green is 25 years old, and she was born with a rare condition called MRKH syndrome, which means she was born without a uterus or a fully formed vagina. This condition affects just 1 in 4,500 to 5,000 females. Those who suffer from this condition will never have a period and cannot become a mother. To become a mother, she should go through a uterus transplant or adoption. In an interview, she said, "I was 16 when I was told I was diagnosed with this condition called MRKH. At that time, I was so humiliated and embarrassed by it. I didn't feel like a woman. I was afraid people to judge me." Woman born with 2 vaginas. 23-year-old Paige D'Angelo is from Pennsylvania. When she was 16 years old, she discovered she had 2 vaginas. The cause of her 2 vaginas was due to a rare condition called uterus didelphys, meaning she was born with a fully functioning reproductive system and therefore has 2 uteruses, 2 cervixes, and 2 vaginas. But it doesn't impact her sex life much because 99% of men don't realize that she has 2 vaginas. She also gets 2 periods, meaning she could be pregnant in one of her uteruses, and wouldn't know about it until she had other symptoms. She could also get pregnant in both wombs at the same time. She said, "I have slept with hundreds of men and 99.9% don't realize I have 2 vaginas. None of them ever know." She explained that the vagina on her right side is bigger and more dominant, so men don't notice or completely miss her smaller vagina located on her left. The Queen of Dark, her name is Nyakam Gatwech. She is an American model born in South Sudan. She is famous on Instagram with nearly 1 million followers, and she is also known as Queen of Dark. She was grown up in camps as a refugee in Ethiopia and Kenya. During that day, she was never ashamed of her super dark skin, but at the age of 13, when her family immigrated to United States, her super dark skin made her very uncomfortable. Some of the kids at her school used to call her Buffalo, and many students used to make fun of her dark skin. She used to come home crying, unable to explain to her parents what was going on. At one point, she decided to bleach and brighten and whiten her skin. Unfortunately, this didn't happen. Day by day, she learned to love her unique beauty. Now she is a successful model and has become famous for her unique skin. She said, "Some people asked me if my dark skin was the result of some medical condition. One Uber asked me if I would bleach my skin for $10,000, which really shocked me." If you like this mug, the link is in the description. Transgender teenager born with tiny leg. 32-year-old transgender Californian woman Pia Martel was born with a rare condition birth defect called sacral agenesis, which affects her spine and legs did not develop fully in the womb, and her body appears to stop at her waist, but it has not stopped her dreams of becoming a star. She walks on her hand, uses a skateboard to go around, films herself performing music videos, builds up loyal followers on MySpace, YouTube, and Facebook, and spends her time raising awareness of issues around disability in the LGBTQ community. She was born male but started dressing as a girl at the age of 15. Her condition didn't stop finding true love. She has a boyfriend named Andrew, and they are living together happily for more than 11 years. Her boyfriend said, "A physical relationship is very healthy, and I have a wonderful sex life." In an interview, Pia told to Barcroft, "My dad wasn't happy with my decision. He didn't want his son to be a woman. It took him years to finally start calling me by my name. It was hard for him, but gradually later he learned that this wasn't a phase." Woman made herself blind. Imagine making yourself blind. Just imagine. This is the real-life story of 38-year-old Jewel Shuping from North Carolina, USA. Since a teenager, she had a dream of becoming blind. So to fulfill her dream into reality, in 2006, she decided to blind herself by having a sympathetic psychologist pour drain cleaner into her eyes. It was a painful decision, but in the end, she fulfilled her dream. She said the process was extremely painful, my eyes were hurting very badly, and I was feeling drain cleaner going down my cheek, burning my skin. But all I could think was, I am going blind, it is going to be okay. After 6 months, my dream came true, I became fully blind. Now I am living happily, and being blind made me feel comfortable. Woman sawed off her hand. 22-year-old Julija Adlesic sawed off her hand to claim £700,000. Now she has been jailed for insurance fraud. Before cutting off her hand, she had signed contracts with 5 insurance companies. In 2009, Julija Adlesic and her boyfriend decided to cut off her left hand above the wrist at her home with a circular saw to claim insurance. After cutting her hand, she claimed that she lost her hand in an accident while sawing branches. But sadly, instead of getting £700,000, she was sentenced to 2 years in prison, and her innocent boyfriend was sentenced to 3 years in prison, while his father received a 1-year suspended sentence. Prosecutors said her boyfriend's father had searched online for information about artificial hands. Authorities said they left the severed hand behind rather than bringing it to the hospital to ensure the disability was permanent. Imagine the pain of cutting her hand and losing her hand with her stupidity and getting 2 years behind bars. Villagers call her a bat. 9-year-old Diella was born in a rural village in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. She was born with an extraordinary condition that caused her born with a thick, stretchy muscle on both sides of her neck. Her disability is making her life hard. In her village, many villagers treat her poorly. She often feels extreme pain due to this extra muscle on her neck. In her family, there are 8 children. Out of 8, she is the only one who suffers from this condition. Both sisters found true love. 35-year-old Yessie is 2 feet 11 inches tall. Her younger sister, 29-year-old Celia, is 3 feet 3 inches tall. The reason for their short height is they were born with a rare condition called dystrophic dysplasia, which is a rare type of dwarfism that affects both sisters' height. When Celia was born, doctor immediately told their parents, "You would be lucky if she could live to 10 years old." When she became a young teenager, instead of growing, she started shrinking. Yessie said, "When I reached teenager, I didn't look at myself in the mirror. I hate the mirror. I felt extremely ugly and difficult. People even said, 'Why are your parents spending all this money to take you to the doctors when you are going to be useless? Your parents just let you die.'" Now both sisters are successful in their respective careers. Yessie is now a psychotherapist, and her younger sister Celia is a teacher. Both sisters have found their true love. Yessie is married, and her husband's name is Brian. He is 5 feet 9 inches tall. Her younger sister Safia has a boyfriend, and his name is Daniel, and he is 5 feet 5 inches tall. A woman gave birth to 9 babies. On May 4, 2021, 26-year-old Halima Sissa set a Guinness World Record by giving birth to 9 babies. The babies were delivered prematurely through a cesarean section in the 30th week of Halima's pregnancy. She gave birth to 4 boys and 5 girls. Before giving to 9 babies, they already had a 3-year-old girl. Her husband, 35-year-old Kader, said, "They all have different characters. Some are quiet, while others make noise and cry a lot. Some want to be picked up all the time. It's a lot of work, but our God Allah, who gave us this blessing, will help us in their upbringing and taking care of them." Mother Sissa said, "It was a total shock when I found out that I was having 9 babies. I thought it was going to be 7. Woman born without a face. Her name is Amina, and she is from a rural village in Africa. She was born without a face. She doesn't have a nose, eyes, and face. Eating, drinking, and breathing all take place in one organ, the mouth, and has hearing problems. In an interview, she said, "People got scared of me, and many people laughed by looking at my face." She has nothing except hope of God. She is Muslim and always worships her God. She only believes in Allah and prays 5 times a day.
This much is for today. Hope you liked this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.